Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for the cheapest and fastest coins anywhere. Use code ZERK for 15% off your order. And if you guys want to compete in tournaments for cash prizes, make sure to check out tourneycrypt.com.
The whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about chemistries and abilities, and specifically the best ones, in my opinion, for you guys to go ahead and run. Recently, I've been getting asked a lot about what are the best abilities to put on this player, what are the best chemistries to put on these players. I want to give you guys my personal opinion on the best chemistries to use, and also the best abilities to use, and who I think you guys should actually go ahead and put them on. I've had people come to my DMs and say, hey, should I put it on this guy? What ability should I put on them? I'll just be like, hey, don't put abilities on them. I don't think they're worth it. Put it on this guy instead. So I figured I'd help the rest of you guys out as well. And if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you guys drop the like button on the vid down below. Now, of course, if you guys don't already know about Zirksee, I am, of course, going to be giving away a $20 gift card on either Xbox, PlayStation, or PC every single day. The way you guys enter the giveaway, make sure you guys drop a like button on the video, hit that sub button down below, and of course, comment down below. There'll be a secret word some point in this video. Comment down the secret word. I know some people might just look at the comment section and look for a word. So if you guys could leave the secret word, and also don't forget to leave a way to contact you, whether it be like your Xbox gamer tag or your Instagram or your Twitter, whatever, leave a way for me to contact you guys. Go ahead and do that. But also, if you want to leave the real word and then make another comment going like a fake word, just kind of like bait the people out, might help you guys out a little bit. So definitely go ahead and do that if you want to. With that being said, you also have to make sure you watch all of my videos throughout the day, because of course I will be picking just one random video that I upload throughout the day. I'm just going to go through the day and select one random vid. So you guys can come to this video, but if I don't choose this video, I might choose another one. So make sure you guys go ahead, watch all my vids, comment down below the word. Probably should watch all the vids anyways. But as you guys can see, let's go over the original chems. So a lot of people tend to basically just stack one single chemistry when it comes to their offense and their defense. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't do that. I actually like to run two different chems. I'm going to tell you why I like to run two different chems. So as you guys can see, there are 6 basic chemistries. There's balanced offense. You get 1 catch, 1 carry, 1 juke move, 1 play action, 1 beat the press, 1 short accuracy, 1 spin, 1 short, 1 truck, 1 lead block, 1 run block, and 1 break tackle, right? So that, of course, if you get up to 30 players or even just 30 components, because some players can get ×2 chem, some players can get ×3 chem, right? Now, that doesn't sound too bad. But let's take a look at some other ones. Play fake, you get a pass block power, you get a run block, you get a pass block, a play action, a medium route running, a medium accuracy, a pass block power, another throw on the run, or actually the first one, a pass block, a play action, and 1 medium route running and 1 medium accuracy. My opinion, I don't really see anyone ever running play fake. I've never seen anyone running play fake. I don't think it's the best one. Now we also got Power Run. It gives you a stiff arm, an impact block, a lead block, a break tackle, a trucking, a run block power, stiff arm, impact block. You also get another break tackle, lead block, trucking, and run block power. Now, I'm going to be honest here, in terms of why do I run 2 different chems? The reason I run 2 different chems is because I feel as though it helps my team out, and especially because at some point in the year, I'll be able to go ahead and get both chemistries maxed out either way. So for me, I think it's worth it to run 2 different chems. You guys can see I actually run zone run on offense. Now I run zone run, but that is specifically for my running backs, my fullbacks, and my starting offensive linemen. I'm going to tell you guys starting because I use a different chem on the backup. So I actually do run zone run, as you guys can see. I'm going to equip that, and in my personal team, I have got 25 out of 30 activated on this. So the only thing I'm missing really is a run block finesse and an elusive, but I have actually got tier 5 of zone run, and I've got another chemistry that's pretty high up there as well. I have 2 spin, 2 juke, 2 carry, 2 run block, an elusive, and a run block finesse as well. I don't really care about the run block finesse. I don't really know how much that does, but I definitely care about the run blocking, the carrying, the juke, and the spin. I think that's really important. You guys already know. I personally feel as though juking is definitely the way to go this year. You don't really see a ton of people running like brawler chem or whatever. Most time you're getting juked out of them, right? So I feel like having better juke, better spin, better carrying for sure, and better run blocking is so important when it comes to your running backs, your fullbacks, and your offensive linemen. Of course, I don't really know who's going to juke with your offensive lineman, but you get the better run block, you know my point. Basically, that's why I run zone run. Now, who do I actually use the other chem on? What other chem do I use? Well, last year, I used Go Deep. I use Go Deep a lot. Personally, I feel like this year's game was a little bit different, right? Because of how good the pass rush is. That's the one thing that changes everything. So with Go Deep, of course, you get a break sack, a beat the press, a throw power, a spec catch. It's all about throwing the ball deep, right? I don't really throw the ball I don't really throw the ball deep that much this year. The reason why is because pass rush is so good, and they made pass rush so good to prevent people from throwing those deep crossing routes last year that were just so ridiculously good. So pass rush is really good to kind of stop you from throwing the ball that deep. I actually run West Coast on my QB, my wide receivers, my tight end, and my backup O-line. Why do you use chems on your backup O-line? They don't get into the game. It's literally just for the chemistry boost themselves. So as you guys see with West Coast, you get a catching, a pass block finesse, a catch in traffic, a throw under pressure, short accuracy, short route running, catching, pass block finesse again. You also get a catch in traffic, throw under pressure, short accuracy, and short route running. So it's all about the catch in traffic, basically the short throws, which I think I tend to do a lot more than throwing the ball deep this year. Especially catch in traffic, I feel like it's pretty good. I usually throw a lot of either slants or drags, post routes, a lot of stuff in the middle where my receivers might take a big hit, right? So having the catch in traffic is pretty good because if you don't have that little extra there, you might end up dropping the ball. So I think West Coast, probably the best chem to use in terms of passing the ball. And when you're running the ball, I like to run zone run. And I'm going to show you guys that chem actually on my other players. So as you guys saw, I had zone run times 25 out of 30, right? I have West Coast 27 out of 30 as well. So I've actually got both of those chems up. And so I'm very, very close to having them both all the way up to 30. I just have to wait till higher overall players come out. Then I can put it like backup or in general have it starter that can get ×3. Michael Irvin can get ×3, but some of my wide receivers can't get ×3. So that's kind of the issue there. Currently, you probably can't max out 2 chems at the same time, but eventually you will be able to, and that's how I like to do it for offense. Now, very similar to offense, I actually use 2 different abilities, again, over on the defensive side of the ball, but I actually have one of them maxed out, and I have lockdown maxed out. As you guys can see, I get +2 catching, +2 play rate, +2 tackling, +2 press, +2 man, and +2 zone. I use that on all of my safeties and my cornerbacks as well as my middle linebackers. Now, my defense might be a little bit different than yours. I do run a 3-4 defense, which means I use 2 middle linebackers, and then my outside linebackers are pass rushers. If you guys run a 4-3 defense, meaning that your pass rushers are in coverage, you probably want to run lockdown on them, but I don't use lockdown on my outside linebackers or my defensive line. And obviously lockdown helps tremendously when it comes to coverage. So it just makes sense to put that on them. Now, what else do I use on defense though? I actually decided this year, I was looking at these 2 chems. I don't think that bounce D is really the way to go, or bounce dough. I was looking at run stuff, or I was thinking about pass rush. Now, I know pass rush is already so ridiculously good this year, and people like to run the ball quite a bit, right? You do get a block shed here. You actually get 2 block shed. You get 2 hit power out of this. You end up getting 2 tackling, I believe 2 impact block as well, which is good when it comes to pulling away from the blocks. But personally, I was thinking pass rush is so good. Why not make it even better? Right, so pass rush, I actually have got pass rush chem as well, which you guys can see. You do get a power move, a finesse move. You actually get 2 power move, 2 finesse move, which is very, very key. I don't really care for the catching. You do get a pursuit. You get the press, which doesn't matter either. Really, the only thing that matters that you actually get out of pass rush is the impact block, the pursuit, the power move, and the finesse move. And you guys saw that I actually had lockdown chem maxed out. I have got pass rush at 21 out of 30, which means that I get 2 pursuit, 2 press, doesn't matter, 1 catching. Kind of doesn't matter either, but I do get the extra power move and the extra finesse move as well as the impact block. So players like my Reggie White, you guys can see my Reggie White has actually got 97 power move. That's ridiculous. Now, before we get into the abilities and who I guys think you should put them on, I also want to go over Shaker Chem, why I use it. As you guys can see with Shaker, last year, of course, you didn't get anything minus for using like Sprinter, but this year, if you use, say, Sprinter Chem, you guys can see you lose in agility, you lose a strength, you lose in agility, you lose a strength. So you do lose stuff this year by putting these chems on. I thought that Shaker was the best one because all you lose is 2 jumping, which I really don't think matters that much. And you lose 2 strength, which might matter a little bit, but I think I'd rather lose 2 strength and get 2 acceleration and 1 agility as well, which, by the way, you also get a speed boost here, but for some reason it's not showing the speed boost. But there is, of course, Brawler, Sprinter, Leaper. I believe that with Shaker, though, you only get 1 speed, but you do get the 2 acceleration. In turn, some people like to use Sprinter. You do lose agility, though, which I find kind of kind of important. With Leaper Chem, you do lose 1 agility, so you could go with Leaper, but personally, I feel as though Shaker is probably the best speed chem. Alright, so now let's go over abilities. Who are the best players to use them on, and what ability should you use? I'm going to tell you guys right now. Offensively, I like the QB, the wide receiver, and the running back. I think it's good to have a nice little balance there. But Eric Dickerson, of course, he has Freight Train 100. If you guys can't get that, I feel like Freight Train is the best ability here. Increased chance to break the next tackle. You have to get tackled for a loss in order to lose it. There's some games I don't even lose it with Eric Dickerson because he starts the game with it, and it's ridiculous. Abilities, though, I feel as though a good juking back is a little bit better this year. I usually run evasive chem. I'm going to tell you guys right now, faster animations for spin and juke moves. I usually put that here, and then maybe I'll go with, say, backfield mismatch or leapfrog if they have some other chems. For players like Eric Dickerson, though, he actually doesn't have that good of abilities, right? In clutch, indoor baller, homer, I don't really care for those. Backfield mismatch is only if they're versus linebackers, which isn't going to be very often if people are smart. So I have Jukebox and I have Spin Cycle on them, which basically, Jukebox and Spin Cycle, if you get them by themselves, is evasive chem. It literally is the exact same thing as just having evasive. So that's why I like to go with evasive in tier 3 instead of going with Inside Zone Guru or anything. But because he doesn't have good tier 1 or tier 2 chems, I went with Jukebox and Spin Cycle, and then I went with Inside Zone Guru because I run a lot of inside zones. It depends really on your kind of play style there for those abilities. But I think that's the best one, obviously, just Jukebox, Spin Cycle. But if you can get evasive, go with that and choose 2 other ones. Doesn't really matter, though, because these is literally the same exact thing combined is evasive. Now, in terms of what ability should you put on a quarterback, again, this kind of changes depending on what QB you have. But as I've told you guys before, Andrew Luck is the best quarterback in the game. The reason why? He gets Dashing Deadeye in tier 1, which not a lot of QBs in this game can get. You get perfect pass accuracy while running outside the pocket, gutsy scrambler, immunity pressure while throwing on the run. I think it's very key. And obviously Escape Artist. You guys have to use Escape Artist here. And I've got a lot of questions, where's Escape Artist at? People are looking at players in their tier 1, tier 2. Escape Artist is only available in tier 3 right now, so if your player can't get the 3rd ability, they probably can't get Escape Artist. And in terms of the X Factor, I use Fearless. Throw XT is unaffected by defensive pressure. Now on to wide receivers. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this one's kind of up to you because there's a lot of different things. It personally comes down to what do you use. I feel as though Moss Chem, though, you got to go with that. You have to catch 3+ yard and air receptions, though, which is a lot. But if you do so, you basically are guaranteed to win a 55+ yard aggressive catch, which is insane. Personally, I have Tyreek Hill, Streak Specialist, because I put him on streaks, Return Man, because he's my return guy, and that chemistry is glitchy, or that ability is glitchy, and Post Specialist, because I put him on Post. It really comes down to what do you guys use these players for. Like, do you run crosses? Do you do double moves? Do you do in routes? Do you do slants? When it comes to wide receivers, that's the one thing that I'm kind of going to leave you guys up to, because kind of how it works there. Alright, so now let's get into the abilities on the defensive side of the ball. Who should you put these abilities on? So for me personally, I feel as though pass rush this year, you need to help it out a little bit. I feel like you need to put at least 2 players on your pass rushing. I'm going to say pass rushing because I don't know what defense you guys run exactly, but personally speaking, I run a big nickel. So that means I have Lawrence Taylor and I've got Von Miller on the edge, and I've got in the inside, I actually have got Reggie White and Aaron Donald kind of playing like a DT. It's almost like a 4-3, right? Because you have that 4 defensive linemen down and you have 2 defensive tackles with a 4-3. Instead, I have 2 defensive ends actually in the middle, and on the outside, I have my linebackers. So to me, whoever you guys have got on the edge, I think you should put your abilities on them. So if you have any Reggie White out there, you can go ahead and use him. But in terms of what ability you should use, I feel as though it depends, power specialist or finesse specialist, I feel like it's really good. Faster power move animations during the pass rush, definitely really good there. I like to go with the reach elite on Lawrence Taylor. I will say if you don't get reach elite though, maybe you want to go with under pressure instead, and I go with pass rush elite. The reason I go with pass rush elite is because he has quicker pass rush moves and block shedding. Now I was going to go with edge threat elite or enforcer, but I was taking a look at it, right? Edge Threat Elite is dominant pass rush moves and increased QB pressure. Pass Rush Elite is dominant pass rush moves and block shedding. So I figured I kind of want the block shedding more than the pressure. So I personally feel as though Pass Rush Elite is better over, say, the other one. But in terms of the X factor on those guys, I think Unstoppable Force is the way to go. Pass rush wins leads to quicker block shedding. Now to me, I think it's very important to use a third one though on someone in the secondary. Now you could go with someone like Night Train. If you have Pat Tillman, definitely not a bad idea to go to Pat Tillman. Now unfortunately for me, because of the way that I do things now, I actually don't have enforcer on my defense, so I'm kind of thinking about switching back to Pat Tillman. But either way, I think that Zone Hog is definitely the best one to run in terms of whatever secondary player you're going with. Tip drill, of course, higher chance to catch tip passes, acrobat, diving swats, interceptions, that's big. And finally with zoned out, which of course is improved reactions and catch knockouts in zone. Lurker is spectacular catch animations for lurking defenders. I don't know if that's only for usering them, but either which way, I still think that zoned out is probably the better one. I will tell you guys though, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and use Pat Tillman for this if you guys happen to have him. If you don't, I 100% recommend you guys go ahead and grind for him. As you guys can see by the abilities that I have on him, I used Zone Hawk, Enforcer, which is guaranteed tackle after hit sticking ball carriers, Tackle Supreme, which is decreased fake out chance, and better conservative tackles, and Acrobat, a diving swat and interception. So, well, you can get diving swats and interceptions. So for me, it's between going with like a good cornerback or Pat Tillman. Enforcer is just really, really good. So that was the best chemistries and the best abilities to use Madden 20. I hope that video did help you guys out. A lot of people have asked me to do this, so I really hope this guy's helped you out. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. I'll try to get back to you and help you out if you have anything you don't understand. Also, I want to mention something as well. I've been getting this question a lot recently as well. I don't know if maybe there's a bunch of new players recently, but when it comes to players, right, you can't put abilities on anyone. You can only use 3 players with abilities or X factors, like total. If you put, so you can see over here, you have to activate players to have their abilities work. So I have Eric Dickerson, Tyreek Hill, Andrew Luck. Those are the only 3 players that X factors and abilities work on. Like I have got abilities on Randy Moss here, I've got abilities on Michael Irvin, but they're not activated, so they do not work. Keep that in mind. Do not waste your training points on abilities. Do not do it. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.